Usually my reviews revolve around bushcraft and woods related tasks. In today's review, I want to incorporate more exploration and more adventure, and I wanted to bring my boy along as well because I wanted this review to be worthy of something like The Apocalypse by TRC.
My dad, he's cute.
I guess.
Yes. Dad, don't say yes. He is super good.
As stink bugs go, he's a good looking stink bug.
Dad, why are you taking a picture of me?
Alright guys, what is up? Today we are looking at the TRC Apocalypse, if you didn't already realize. This blade is on loan to me, and that means that I have used this knife a good bit. We have quite a bit more use into this knife than an initial impressions review. However, there will be no long-term review, so there is no long-term use and or abuse that could ultimately lead to failure. However, I have tested it a good bit, and there are people who would consider the amount of use that I have already done to be abuse. Now, like usual, we're going to go from tip to pommel, and then we will talk about the sheath. The blade on this knife is a masterpiece. Put very simply, fit and finish is absolutely beautiful. Edge thickness is very much on the thin side, especially for LMAX, which I found to be very surprising. I expected it to have more of a thick edge and to perform more poorly. This knife does not perform poorly. Beautiful grinds, thin edge, very practical, very handy, rounded spine, which is a beautiful beautiful trait for this knife to have for overall user comfort. This knife has a secret weapon at that rounded spine though. So your spine is completely rounded here.
Hello.
Hey buddy, you got something to say?
Yeah.
Okay, here.
If you ever see a stranger, never tell someone.
Don't tell someone if you see a stranger? Okay. You got anything else to say, buddy?
That was a joke.
That was a joke?
Yeah.
Okay. If you ever see a stranger, that was... He's dying. All right, we have this beautifully rounded spine, but we still have a burr here. And Gabe at the last Huntsman reviewed this before I did. I'll go ahead and throw up a link here. And he had told me that it will throw sparks. I was like, I didn't think it was going to throw sparks like I like to throw sparks. I thought it might throw some little half-hearted sparks. This thing launches lava. It is magic. So you have a completely rounded spine, so comfortable to use. But this burr right here is very, very nice. And it doesn't feel sharp, but the way that it just peels ferro sparks off, it is sharp. I will say it was a little bit hard for me to aim my sparks. I found that a lot of times my sparks were going straight up or in different directions that I didn't expect. That would just be something that we got used to with the knife over a longer period of time since I'm used to other knives. Benjamin, you'd better be careful.
Yeah, I'm being as careful as I can.
So that is the coolest feature I think I've ever seen on a knife like this, and the most surprised I've ever been.
Tell him something.
You want to tell him something?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. What's up, bud?
So, if you ever see somebody.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the handle now. That jimping here and that rounding is kind of part of the handle. I'm going to ride my thumb up there. It's incredibly comfortable. Our choil here is beautifully rounded. Holy crap, it's so nice. I do get into the plunge lines on my finger a little bit. It's not uncomfortable. It's just we could have broken the edges a little bit more on those, but regardless, it's beautiful. The jimping down here, when I chop, I go with 2 fingers right about here, and I feel very secure in my grip. I get a little bit of extra chopping performance. We'll talk about overall performance a little bit later, but very nice feature, very well done. Jimping does not cause hot spots. I mentioned in my fit and finish video that the fit and finish may be not, the features on the handle scales might not measure up to some of the other knives in its class because it's completely flat this way. So we've got no Coke bottle here. We've got no palm swell here. We've got a fairly wide, flat space with this milled texture here, but it's nice. It is nice. I can't see someone necessarily complaining about it. I can see where it might be nicer if it did have some of those features, however. The flared tubes are beautiful. They are wonderfully nice. Slightly exposed tang and slightly exposed tang. I meant pommel. Slightly exposed tang all the way around, but very well rounded. I don't think anybody would complain about it. The sheath is the one place where I'm honestly a little bit disappointed in the knife. It is a nice sheath. It comes with a nice ferro rod holder. It comes with a nice dangler. I do like that. However, we've got this rattle in here. And I'm going to try and show you it can make some noise running around. However, I probably didn't do the best video for that because running around the woods is obviously going to be loud enough that it's going to be hard to hear this little rattle. And for all the guys that are like, that's not tactical enough. If you're moving quickly enough and roughly enough to hear the knife rattle in here, then you're also probably making more noise, right? I just will say that it is below what I expected. And you can see how much movement we have in the knife through the drain hole there at the tip. So that is below my expectations given the fit, finish, and overall price on the knife. So overall performance and value is what we're going to talk about next. This is what I would consider to be a large knife, but not a chopper. This would not constitute for me as a small chopper. We just don't have enough weight forward to really get some good bite. With that being said, with a large knife as well designed as this, if you need to do some chopping, you can get it done. Value. These are around 500 bucks. Again, made in Lithuania. You are paying some degree of a premium for the fact that this comes from Lithuania. We've got import fees and taxes and duties, and I'm sure that Lithuania is not as easy a country to manufacture a value-driven product as, say, the US or China or Taiwan, okay? However, look at this. This is expensive. This is an Elmex. The attention to detail on this knife is superb. The overall package here is expensive. The sheath could be a little bit better, and we are in custom maker price territory, but if you want some of these features like this in a custom territory, you're probably going to pay more, like the rounded spine that still strikes a ferro rod fantastically. Whoever figured that out and machined that up, kudos to you. It is so awesome. So is it a good value or not? It depends on what you need to use your knife for. Okay, guys, if you're just going out weekend bushcraft camping, can you buy this knife and will it be worth its weight over a lifetime of use if this was going to be the main knife that you use for long term? Yes. If you're only going to pull this knife out once or twice and use it, is it worth it? No. If you worked with a knife every single day and you needed a knife this size, then the knife is cheap. So the value of an item greatly depends on how much it is used, because if it's a little bit nicer every single time you use it for a lifetime, what is that worth? It's worth a lot. That would make the price difference between this and something else very minimal, but not many people use knives that way. I am a fan. I did think at first, like, why are people paying so much for these TRC knives? I don't really get it, and I don't know that the value is there. In a lot of ways, the value is absolutely there if you have the means. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So we have just some amazing attributes that surprised me. The overall fit and finish, the rounded spine, still strike ferro rods. We have some things that I would have expected to be a little bit better. The rattle in there. But it's just really, really nice. All right. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section below. Oh, you gotta tell them something? Okay.
So, tell repairmen if you ever see a stranger. What? I just got mine out.
He watches all our kids' YouTube. Check out the description box below to see how you can support the channel. Exodus Knife and Tool is my knife brand. I would love for you to check out the knives that I have in stock at exodusknifeandtool.com. Made in the USA, in Michigan, by White River Knife and Tool. Lifetime guarantee. Have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you in the comment section below.